My autumn TBR, part 1, books that are meant to get me out of my comfort zone. First is Keegan, the Man Who Was King by Anthony Quinn. This is a story of one of the biggest names in English football, and according to the author in the Faber nonfiction showcase earlier, he was the David Beckham before David Beckham. This isn't really my usual choice of book because I don't read that much biographies. I usually read more of fictional dramas, but I was really excited during the reading because of how I feel like this is going to be a very inspirational book that walks me through the mindset of football players but also the fans. What I really wanted to take away from this book is lessons on resilience, ambition, and chasing success and greatness in general. Something interesting mentioned by the author during the showcase earlier was that it follows how Keegan actually became a manager and was basically running things like he was a CEO essentially. So even if this isn't necessarily an autobiography, I am excited to see what could have gone on in the mind of this great player. Number 2 is this historical fantasy, Nonesuch by Francis Bufford, which will be out in Feb 2026. I am super excited to read this because of the cover, and I don't normally read historical fantasy, but I was able to see the preview of this book, and I was very excited by how this was set in the time before World War II, and it's basically like an occult fantasy at that. Set in 1939 London, and it's about an ambitious young woman named Iris who basically gets transported to the time of the Blitz. I guess overall with the 2 books that I want to take away is a further understanding of the UK from different lenses. The first from the lens of a football fan, and the second is from the lens of history, even if this one is quite like historical fantasy. And the last is Murder at Gull's Nest. This is basically set in 1954 in a seaside hotel in Kent. It's about a former nun who becomes an investigator and looks into the disappearance of her pen pal. So I don't normally read mystery either, but I feel like there's something about autumn that just makes you want to curl up into bed and read something that's very thrilling. Also check the reviews